one of our favorite humans on the planet and favorite guests, fresh off of a 100-yard performance, including a touchdown, not only for the San Francisco 49ers, but for my fantasy team, the aroma of the comeback.
Nice.
Put me in position to win this week. He's my buddy, George Kittle. How are you, George?
Rich, happy to be back. What an intro, man. You drafted me in fantasy?
Big time, George. Big time. Well,
what round?
Well, I mean, first of all,
Whoa, right to it.
Well, first of all, here, what round? Third, I think.
I'm okay with that.
10-team league. You're one of the top 30. Top 30.
Totally okay with that.
Oh, absolutely. And just so you understand this, and I will say the other opposite when Kelsey calls in. I took you in front of Kelsey.
Ooh. I like that. You should say that.
Now hold on a second, George. I'm not only a fan of yours, but a fan of Deion's. Did you do a Deion Sanders going into the end zone last night?
We were in the throwbacks. Got to pay a little respect.
That's what you did last night, right? You put your hand behind your helmet, and then you also held the ball in a certain way to go back and forth, right, as you went into the end zone.
Just had a little bit of fun, man.
I love it. Look at you.
It's something about those all-white throwbacks, man. They just get you all excited.
That is an old. I didn't. You know what? I didn't even put the two and two together. But now that's why I'm glad I have you on the show. And it looked like a lot was being put together last night, George. Did you get the sense that this is okay? This is what this offense looked like, somewhat similar to last year. Did you get that sense? Because it passed that eye test for me watching from home last night.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's still a lot of mistakes for us to correct, but our overall confidence as an offensive unit, like playing together, 11 guys, working towards the same goal, you could see that and you could sense it on the field. And that was, I will say, that was like the first time this season, other than maybe a couple drives in a game or two, this season I've been a part of, but like the whole game felt like we were playing well, we were controlling the line of scrimmage, and we weren't hurting ourselves. We were just making play after play after play to be consistent and stay in front of the chains, and then when you do that, you just get confidence, and I think that's what we had last night. And
then Debo just running downhill like last year too. Maybe that's got somewhat something to do with it as well. He is just
that's not bad either, I guess. It's crazy. Like before last week, the dude, he had 3 practices since the Super Bowl because he hurt his foot.
Right.
So yeah, like it's his second week back. I assume there'd be a little bit of rest versus Miami, but I think he's feeling like his old self again, and he's just running around like a bowling ball, which is pretty fun to see.
Mostert as well. I mean, he, and Debo, all just 3 just off the top of my head. You guys you arrive with intent. Do you discuss this? Is that part of the plan, to arrive with intent? All of you, George.
Well, I think something that we figured out is when you hit them before they hit you, it hurts less.
I love that.
Yeah. And so when you give them the impact,
right,
and then you probably don't get hit by 4 guys, you only get hit by that one guy, and then you hit the ground. And so that's one thing I always try to do that. And I know Debo's run style has definitely evolved as well as mine. And then Raheem just is so fast, and he gets to 23 miles per hour in 2 steps, which is not fair. That's really fun to watch by itself.
George Kittle here on the Rich Eisen Show. Your quarterback is much maligned, sir. There's no other way to put it. From many quarters in this football planet, and his performance and then his removal from the game last week against Miami only ignited all that. What is he like in a week with everybody talking about this, like in practice this past week? Walk me through what Jimmy G is like to be around, George.
He's the exact same guy every single day. He has been since he got here, from if he has 3 touchdowns, 250, 300 yards in Sunday Night Football, or if he got benched. He's the same guy, whenever he comes in on Monday morning, and he leads the same way. I mean, that's why we love Jimmy, because he's always consistent, he's always himself, he's always professional, and he always holds himself to a high standard. So that consistency is, what a team like us needs. We have a lot of young guys playing, and when guys see that, and guys see that you can take coaching, you can still bounce back and play at a high level, that's where our team elevates, because we have leaders like Jim that allow us to be great.
Now, I don't ask that to try and, I guess, justify the media, right? I don't ask that because that's like an old saw also, and Super Bowl weeks where we talk about a distraction to all the players, and it just feeds itself by saying this is a distraction, so let's talk about a distraction while we're all waiting for a game to start. Like, I legitimately ask this because I hear rumors, I hear whispers, I hear all sorts of conversations that Jimmy G might not be the guy for years to come, despite his contract, and that's why I ask it to see, like, do you hear that and just kind of look at Jimmy when he comes in and see how he reacts, or this is really not even on the radar screen for you guys? Seriously.
I mean, in the locker room, I don't think it's on the radar at all. We come to work. Jimmy G's our QB. He's our leader. We rally behind him. And I mean, I think that's why he plays so well, is because he got a team that supports him the way that we do. And that's just the way we are every single day in the locker room. But I mean, I don't hear anything. All I know is that Jimmy G's my QB, and he's going to win us a lot of games. Dude has yet to lose back-to-back games in the NFL, which I think is that's a pretty good record too.
Yeah, that is amazing, George. I mean, to what do you? I guess you can attribute that to the personality that you just mentioned, right?
Yeah. No, everything that Jimmy G gets, he works for. Like, there's nothing. He doesn't, like, he's not, I'd say, like, the most talented QB in the NFL, but the amount of work ethic that he puts in everything makes him a great QB. I mean, he has the intangibles, but because of his work ethic, he gets way better. And that's what makes us better, because, we have a lot of guys that we're all good football players, but the way that we work and the way that we come to work every single day is what makes us great. And that's what our whole team is made up of.
Well, I guess I'm also giving you a preview since you're playing the Patriots this week. I mean, that's only going to be...
Ooh, baby.
I'm
excited.
That's only going to be the half the conversation leading up all week.
Rich, I've been waiting a while to say on to New England. Been waiting a while to say that.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's my first time getting to play him. I'm excited for this week. Never played in Boston. I have a couple buddies that played for them, so it's going to be a fun one.
Okay, and a few minutes left here with George Kittle on the Rich Eisen Show. So when I saw you in Indianapolis, I tweeted this out at you too. The night that your buddy Big Bobby Tonyan went off for the Packers. You brought him. He's a buddy of yours. You worked out with him throughout the off season, non-playing season. You told me when he was standing there in Indy, when you were kind enough to be part of Run Rich Run, you're like, keep an eye out for this guy. He seems to be really settling into his own in Green Bay, wouldn't you say, George?
Oh, Rich, I can't talk enough about Big Bobby. He's a great friend of mine. We have the same agent, trained together at the Combine, have been friends since that whole process. Trained with me the last couple of years in Nashville. Just really close friend of mine, and seeing his work ethic and how he attacks everything, and then finally being able, to get the opportunity to go out there and perform, Monday Night Football, score 3 touchdowns. I was, incredibly happy. It was funny. I was at a wedding. My teammate Trent Taylor got married that Monday night. Just a little ceremony, out in California, just us 4 really. But Bobby had the 3 touchdowns, and I was giving Trent a play-by-play during his wedding. Hey, Rob just scored another touchdown, because we're all friends, and it kind of highlighted the night. And I feel bad for Trent, but it was pretty funny.
Hey, look, if anybody's going to steal any thunder on a wedding night, I mean, that's not a bad way to do it.
No, it's not at all, man.
But it's just neat to see hard work pay off like that, man. Because you were telling me all about him, and I'm like, oh, keep an eye out. And then he's just beginning to bust out in Green Bay, and that's, I know you like talking about your friend. I figured I'd give you the floor on that front.
I do. I can talk about my buddies all day.
No, I'm sure. And so one thing about you, George, I know you got a lot of journey to get to, but you now have had 10 100-yard receiving games in your career. That is most by a tight end since 1950. When you hear a stat like that, you think what, George?
Well, I got to get some more, I guess.
Okay, that's simple.
Just try to keep going. That's the thing about football. It's kind of what are you doing for me lately? And I love having great games and stuff, but I look at it and I'm like, hey, that's really cool, and I'll look back on that when I'm done playing football. So I'm just going to try to continue to add to those, see if I can just get better every single day.
Okay. And before I let you go, I know you need to run. I know you do.
Pun intended.
No, I know. No, actually, I've been told you need to lift. George.
Oh, yeah. My lift, it starts in a little bit. I'm good, man.
No, I don't want
to tell them I'm with Rich.
No, I appreciate that, George. I'm sure Kyle, Coach Shanahan, won't have a problem with that at all. I noticed our alma maters don't play each other this year. Did you notice that? There's no Iowa-Michigan game to talk about.
I know. Michigan called, and they said, we don't want to play you guys. We don't want to ruin our chances of getting to the playoffs. Even though they don't really have a chance anyways. Rich.
Oh, my gosh. Well, do you at least take on Ohio State? Do you at least play them so you can...
I think we do at the end. You know, I will say this.
Yes.
Michigan has a better chance than Nebraska, so no worries.
I will take that. And hope that you're correct. What does a lift look like? Tell me a George Kittle lift. Walk me through a lift. What do you?
We had a big front squat day today, Rich. I'm going for like 335 for speed.
Okay. Just imagine you're talking to somebody that doesn't understand what that means. What do you mean by that?
Front squat, the bars on the front of your shoulders, not on your back.
Okay.
And then I'm going to have 335 pounds on the bar at one point, and I'm going to try to get 3 reps, and I'm going to try to be as fast as I possibly can. So,
So walk me through what the goal is in terms of.
I don't really get how the speed machines that we have in our weight room work. All I know is that my goal is to get like over a 0.7, which is pretty fast.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna try to hit that, and then I got some calf things. Got to look good in the uniform for my wife, and just some good stretching. It's like just to make your body feel a little better, because if you don't move the day after a game,
yes,
you get pretty stiff and it's not fun.
Interesting. So 335. Mike Del Tufo, my sound engineer, says he's planked 145 before, and we thought, like, there's no way you plank 145 pounds. No, he refers to that as one plate of 45.
So 335 is 3
plates of 35. Yeah. So it's not even 100 pounds.
Yeah, it's a joke.
Right.
I can do that.
No. You mean 335 pounds.
Yeah.
Right, George?
I do mean that. You guys are funny.
No, he literally said that when he planks 145. We're like, yeah, right. No, it's one plate of 45 is what he said. That's not
Rich, come on, man. You got to understand the lingo, man.
No, it's not the way it works.
Thank you.
Right? It's just not the way it works. All right, George. Thanks for the call. I love watching you ball out. And again, it's not a fantasy football thing. You know how I feel about
Rich.
you.
Whatever you say, man. Hey, I appreciate you guys having me on. Invite me back anytime. Love talking with you, boys.
Right back at you. Thanks,
Be good, George.
Thanks, George. That's George Kittle, everybody, right here on the Rich Eisen Show. A friend of the program right there. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.